the darkest corners of the human psyche, unimaginable horrors lurk. Today, we delve into the chilling tales of two women whose names have become synonymous with heinous crimes. Brace yourself as we uncover the twisted mind of Jodi Arias and Katherine Knight. Jodi Arias, a woman whose name sends shivers down the spine, captured the world's attention with a crime of passion that left a trail of devastation. And then there's Katherine Knight, a name that echoes through the annals of true crime, known for her gruesome acts that defy comprehension. Let's start by exploring the life and crimes of Katherine Knight, an embodiment of human darkness that brought terror and unimaginable violence to a small Australian town. Her depraved acts of sadism would forever stain the pages of history, leaving behind a legacy of horror that remains unmatched. Our journey begins in a small town called Aberdeen, nestled in the heart of New South Wales' Hunter Valley. Katherine's early life was marred by the shadows of a troubled family. Born on October 24, 1955, she was the younger of twins, raised by her parents, Barbara and Ken Knight. Katherine's mother, Barbara, endured a tumultuous relationship with Ken Knight, a man plagued by alcoholism and with a penchant for violence. Their home became a breeding ground for unspeakable acts, as Katherine's mother shared the details of her own traumatic experiences and painted a portrait of hatred towards men. It's important to note that Katherine Knight's claims of sexual abuse by multiple family members, including her father, were corroborated by her own family members. Psychiatric experts accept her accounts, shedding light on the torment she endured during her formative years. As a child, Katherine oscillated between a pleasant demeanor and uncontrollable fits of rage, responding to even the slightest provocation with an alarming level of violence. Her classmates remember her as a bully, standing tall over smaller children. At the age of 15, Katherine left school without basic literacy skills, finding employment in a clothing factory as a cutter. In 1973, Katherine Knight crossed paths with a hard-drinking co-worker named David Stanford Kellett. Their tumultuous relationship spiraled into a cycle of violence and dominance, with Knight stepping in to defend Kellett whenever conflicts arose. Throughout their volatile relationship, Knight unleashed her fury on Kellett, resorting to extreme acts of physical abuse. One harrowing incident involved burning all of his belongings and fracturing his skull with a frying pan. Fearful for his life, Kellett sought refuge away from Knight, but her manipulative charm convinced him to drop charges against her. Knight moved on as she met David Saunders, a 38-year-old miner, in 1986. Despite his initial infatuation, their relationship quickly soured. Knight's jealousy consumed her, leading to frequent arguments and violent outbursts. The relationship between Knight and Saunders reached its breaking point when an argument escalated to the point where she struck him in the face with an iron and stabbed him in the stomach with scissors. Saunders sought refuge by taking long service leave and going into hiding. In 1990, Knight became involved with John Chillingworth, a former abattoir co-worker, and bore his child the following year. However, their relationship lasted only 3 years before Knight left Chillingworth for another man, John Price. John Pricey Price, a father of 3, succumbed to Knight's allure despite her violent reputation. But as the relationship progressed, Knight's true nature emerged. In 1998, after Price refused to marry her, she retaliated by stealing items from his workplace and sending a videotape of the stolen goods to his boss. This act of vengeance resulted in Price losing his job of 17 years. Price kicked Knight out, and her actions spread like wildfire throughout the town. However, a few months later, Price resumed a relationship, albeit without allowing Knight to move in with him. The culmination of this dark saga arrived in February 2000. After a series of assaults, Knight stabbed Price in the chest, prompting him to kick her out of his house. Knight entered his house while he slept, and he awoke to her presence. A terrifying struggle ensued as he attempted to escape, but Knight relentlessly pursued him through the house. Knight skinned his lifeless body and hung the skin on a meat hook in the lounge room. She decapitated him and proceeded to cook parts of his body. Shockingly, she prepared a sinister meal with Price's flesh, serving it with vegetables and leaving notes with the names of his children beside each plate. It was a grotesque plan to serve their father's remains to them. Price's body, bearing 37 stab wounds, told a gruesome tale of brutality and inhumanity. The handwritten note, left by Knight, smeared with blood and bits of flesh. The gruesome scene at John Price's home was discovered by police, and Katherine Knight was swiftly arrested. She was charged with murder and faced one of the most high-profile trials in Australian history. The jury, understandably shaken by the horrific details of the case, found Katherine Knight guilty of murder. She became the first woman in Australian history to receive a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. As we conclude our journey into the abyss of Katherine Knight's crimes, we are left with haunting questions. What compels a person to commit such unimaginable acts? Can we ever truly understand the complexities of the human psyche? Now, let's embark on an unsettling exploration of another enigmatic figure, known as Jodi Arias. Through the twists and turns of her life, Jodi Arias has emerged as an enthralling character, whose name evokes a sense of dread and fascination. Once an ordinary woman, she was caught in a web of desire and obsession that would forever be etched in infamy. Her relationship with Travis Alexander took a deadly turn, leading to a brutal and calculated murder that would shock the nation. Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander's paths crossed in September of 2006, and what seemed like an ordinary encounter would soon spiral into a tumultuous and tragic affair. Jodi and Travis met at a business convention in Las Vegas, Nevada. Instantly, a connection was formed and their friendship blossomed. By November of the same year, Jodi was baptized into the Mormon faith, Travis's church, solidifying their bond even further. However, as time passed, cracks began to appear in their relationship. Jodi and Travis broke up in the summer of 2007, and Travis started seeing other women. Troubling signs emerged as Travis confided in friends, expressing concerns that Jodi was stalking him. Yet, their connection persisted, albeit fragmented, even when Jodi moved to California. Then, tragedy struck on June 4, 2008, in Mesa, Arizona. Travis Alexander was brutally murdered in his own home, leaving behind a scene of unimaginable horror. His body bore the marks of 27 stab wounds, a slit throat, and a gunshot to his face. The investigation would uncover a chilling web of deceit and betrayal. The discovery of pools of blood in Travis's home led concerned friends to enter the premises. It was then that the 911 call implicated Jodi Arias as an ex-girlfriend who had been stalking Travis. But that was just the beginning. In the weeks leading up to the murder, Arias had left numerous voicemail messages for Travis, seemingly attempting to create an alibi and appear concerned about his well-being. As investigators combed through the crime scene, they stumbled upon a damaged digital camera. To their surprise, they were able to recover images that told a haunting tale. These photographs captured Jodi and Travis engaged in sexually suggestive poses, time-stamped around 1:40 p.m. on June 4, 2008. The last photo taken of Travis alive showed him in the shower at 5:29 p.m. Soon after, An accidental image of a bleeding figure, presumably Travis, was captured. With mounting evidence against her, Jodi Arias adamantly maintained that she had last seen Travis in April 2008. However, the photographic and DNA evidence firmly placed her at the crime scene on the day of the murder. In a bizarre twist, she later changed her story, claiming that two intruders broke into the house, attacked them, and ultimately killed Travis. The trial that followed was filled with shock, gripping testimonies, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Jodi Arias was indicted on a first-degree murder charge in July 2008 and pleaded not guilty in September of the same year. The highly publicized trial began in January 2013, with the prosecution seeking the death penalty. During the trial, Jodi Arias took the stand and testified that she killed Travis Alexander in self-defense, alleging a history of abuse in their relationship. However, on May 8, 2013, the jury rendered its verdict, guilty of first-degree murder. The jurors, though, couldn't reach a unanimous decision on whether the murder was premeditated. The twisted tale of Jodi Arias continues to captivate the world, raising questions about the darkest depths of human nature and the complexities of the justice system. The stories of Katherine Knight and Jodi Arias offer chilling glimpses into the depths of human darkness. Knight's horrifying acts of violence, culminating in the brutal murder and desecration of John Price, leave an indelible mark on the annals of true crime. Meanwhile, Arias's manipulative and calculating nature, coupled with the vicious killing of Travis Alexander, serves as a haunting reminder of the capacity for evil that exists within us all. These cases stand as stark reminders of the depths to which human beings can sink, leaving a legacy of pain, sorrow, and shattered lives in their wake.